So guys, welcome back to the Forensics Unplugged channel. Do not forget to subscribe. So I'm nearly finished with my car. I've got coated wheels, I've got coated calipers, I've got coated wheel arches, I've got the Gion tyre, ceramic tyre dressing on there, which is really looking actually quite nice. It's been on there for a while and I haven't used the car, so it's really going to have done its thing. The car has been polished. Could probably get condensation in here, so you think you've done the glass and you come back in the next day and it's all like fogged over, but I have done the glass. Little bits of dust on it as well. Yeah, there's little smears. Actually, that's just crap. That's just me. So I really probably need to do the glass again. I've done all the foot pedals and the steering wheels. I've put Ram's protector back on these leathers, especially on the bolster, so the inside's all done. Paint has got Rupes Advanced and a layer of seal and shine. I might put another layer of seal and shine. Having trouble with the exhaust tips, really getting this kind of like golden tarnishing off the outside. Tried my little belt method, get some of it off, but it's just not aggressive enough and I can't access the pipes well enough to get them really nice and detailed. So got to figure out a way to do that better. Last two jobs really, the engine bay, and I want to re-Glaco Ultra the glass, which I'll do in another video. So engine bay, I mean, it looks really clean anyway, doesn't it, on camera? Just like you tend to get a little bit of like muck under the bonnet, like usually like little soap stains and water spots and stuff under the bonnet. So what I got here is just some panel wipe. Not massively into like protection under the bonnet and all that, but just gonna spray this out with some panel wipe and just clean that up so it gets, you just want it nice and clean really, which is, it's a lovely carbon fibre lightweight bonnet, so you want it to look nice and clean really, don't you? That's the name of the game. Don't do this very often. It's always under here, the hard to reach areas. Down there. That's it. And it's not too bad on the old water spotting. Also get a chance to make sure you've not put any polish underneath here, but I haven't, because I was really just using the finishing polish. Keep all this clean. Don't let the dirt build up on all these sort of exposed cables and stuff. You want them all nice and clean and looking kind of newish. That's what you want. So let's work our way around the underside of this. Yeah, it really doesn't need protecting, but I'm supposed you could put a spray wax on it or something, but it gets hot as well, so I don't know. Just leave this, I think. This is fine, just wipe over it. Make sure we've reached the hard to reach bits you can't see down here. And now the underside of that bonnet. It's looking good, looking good. Now I can't remember what I did with this Scuttle. Have I ceramic coated this Scuttle? I think I probably have. I can't remember. Be surprised if I didn't. Did I ceramic coat this Scuttle? Is it going to hurt to do it again? Don't know. But you do get all this dirt in there. So just get your finger in there. Get a bit of the panel wipe in there and just clean it. It's quite a soft microfiber. This Gion one's been used for various destructive cleaning now, so it's probably, I just use it. I keep all these sort of different towels in a different cupboard that I know I can just hammer. These rubbers tend to get white, don't they? So keep those clean. This, all this little Is that, what is that made of? Is whatever that is, that oxide needs to come off. I'm going to probably just polish over that. We'll do that. And the engine bay cover, which is really nice. Feature on all modern engines. That it's just a way of, it's like a fake kind of way of putting something that looks cool on top of the engine, whereas the old engines used to just look cool with nothing on them. But there you go. It's part of modern cars. And it's lovely. I mean, you got this car. You think about these M4s, like carbon ceramic brakes, forged alloy wheels, LED adaptive headlights, the LED rear lights, carbon roof, carbon bonnet, plastic things, carbon all over it, carbon brace. Did I say carbon ceramic brakes? Lovely interior, all leather, you know, leather, full leather dash. It's a lot of car. You've got everything really that you would find on like a really expensive exotic car, and you've got that sort of performance as well, haven't you? You know, 0 to 60, 3.9 seconds with a tunable engine that could give you even more. Dual clutch transmission. I mean, this car really is a lot of car for the money, I think. You know, in fact, you could just go and get a normal pre-comp M4 and you're 95% of what you've got on this CS for, you know, around 30 grand or something like that. So they're real good value, these M cars. They really are, whether you're a BMW guy or not, you know. Yeah, good quality car. So I'm just deciding whether to coat all this stuff again. I think we will. Let's do it. I've still got some of this. I've got enough there, haven't I? Quick cure. Not loads, but I've got enough just to do what I need. So we put a glove on. Should put two on, but I need one hand for the camera. So we'll go with the glove. Never get my hands in these things. Like a vet going in on a cow, looking for his wristwatch. There we go. And we'll grab some sort of applicator. We'll take this one because it's been used before, but this side is soft. There's no coating on there, so let's shake up the bottle. And we'll just put a good layer over there. Put it over, ceramic coat my work surface. Then we'll just coat the engine bay cover. Probably take it out would be the best way, wouldn't it? That would have been too clever. Try to make sure it's a nice even coat. So you don't, things like that, you want to just get level. So we'll just go over it with a cloth, make sure it's level. I mean, does it need protection? Who knows? And let's do the carbon brace. Why not? We'll start this way. Let's get all that done as well. I won't bother with that bit of plastic there. Just leave that on there for a bit. So they've been on there kind of long enough. I'll use the arse side of this one. It's clean enough. You can get thrown away after this. So there we go. And we'll just level that coating down gently so we don't leave any high spots on there. It's just going to leave a layer of coating on there, and then we just need to, you can see we need to level that. That's it. If it looks good to the eye, which that does now look good, that's done and coated. And the final remnants. Oh, I keep missing the applicator. We'll go over this scuttle again. I don't believe my goals, I don't believe in failure. Since I was 7 years old. I need. It's hard to do this with a camera in one hand, but it's not that hard. Right, so I'm just working on that piece there. Stuff that little bit of rubber. Get that little fin. Okay. We just need to go around here. Get this in there. Probably use a smaller applicator, would be better. Can we get it under that blade? Not really. I should put that into maintenance mode. That's okay though. Right, we'll just buff that back. Make sure it's not a non-patchy finish. It's nice and fresh. Okay. Just getting there. Okay, so we've got a nice little sheen there that's level from the coating. And then we've got the last bit on the other side. We'll use up the rest of our ceramic. We've got a tiny bit left. I'll go over here. Just make sure I get every bit of that trim. Get that rim. Sorry about the camera work. Get it all in there. Up to that edge. Along there. All in there. All in there, all on the edges. Yeah, not pulling up any dirt, which is good, so it's been cleaned well. Well done, John. Not the same when I was doing those arches, man. I thought I'd clean the arches well. And you're putting the coating on, but the applicator's getting dirty, but I just don't think you can avoid that. My trousers are falling down, hold on. Jesus. Okay. And let's use up the last of the cutting. Oh, it's gone this side. Oh, it's gone, yeah. So there, that's used all of the coating. If I don't use it, it will sit in that bottle and it will run out. So, yeah, worth just using it all up. Make sure I've got everywhere. It's good, ideal. That's what you should be doing with your leftover coatings, or else they'll just sit in the bottle. 6 months later, they'll have crystallised and won't be as good. Use them while they're fresh. And then we just take off the excess product. We want to still see a little bit of that sheen, but we want it just to be consistent. We don't want any like patches. You could probably leave this unbuffed and it will just dry up, you know, but that's fine. And there is now a coated engine bay. Let's carry on doing stuff live on the fly. Ceramic coat my nose. We're sniffing. Right, so that's done. That's a lot of coating you get there. That's done Lou's car. I can't remember what else I've done with it. It's done. Oh, it's done my engine bay in the E36. It's done some other bits and pieces. So yeah, good little coating. So easy to use. I mean, you see how easy it is. You know, just needs to sit on the surface for about 30 seconds. It will just start to bond, and then you just buff it away. It's easier to apply than a wax. Right. Let's take this thing here, dirty old thing. Yeah. And let's take some metal polish. See what we can do with this. We'll take our Pixie. And should probably use a 2-inch pad actually. Yeah, we use a 2-inch. I've got this APS 2-inch pad. Take that off, put the 2-inch on. Don't think we need the extension bars. It's a dirty old metal polishing pad. And we'll just get that on there. Nice amount of metal polish. See what we can do with this. One-handed. What I don't want is splatter because I've just coated this. So just nice and slow. Bit hard. I need 2 hands really, but I can't control it with one hand. It's like I painted it. Oh, terrible job. It's not how to do it really. We'll just use the same. In fact, we'll use, got a rag here because it's going to get plastered. See what this looks like underneath. Oh, it hasn't taken off the oxidization. It's getting there though. Got to go again. Yeah. Okay, it's getting better. It's getting better. So I'm going to put the camera here and go again, so I can go a bit faster. Let's clean this out. And use a bit more pressure. I'm out of battery power. That's how easy it is to manage your batteries. Always have one on charge. tell you, that's not battery power, that's me working the machine too much, I think. Yeah. So I need to lift off a little bit on the pressure. See how we're looking this time. That's better. That's a lot better, look. It's getting all those little lumps off. It's going to take some cleaning to get all this polishing crap off. I have to do some of it by hand. It is taking the little lumps off, so you get the idea on that. Just got to keep wiping. Look how much crap is in that metal. So I'll get a little bit of cleanser fluid, which will just work better on this. That's better. So this is a hydrocarbon. Yeah, look at that. Still got some more work to do there though, guys. You can see that is really doing the job. It's just a process. I should probably go again, shouldn't I, really? Right into that edge there. Just really get all those last little bits of tarnishing off, but I'm just going to clean it now. Clean that bit down there. Just let me put the camera down again. That benefit from being coated. So that's a lot better than it was. You could get that back to, you could polish that and keep going till it's absolutely shiny. You can see where it's actually starting to get to the stage where you want it. You probably need to go about 4 times. And then you get a really shiny box, but that'll do for me. That'll do for me. You know what I'm like. I'm quite happy now with that engine bay. It's all clean. You know, you can kind of. That's clean. That's it. So let's put the bonnet down. Make sure there's nothing under there. This. Yeah, you've got to push down with this. Just do that. There. And there. Be careful, should really use a little microfiber cloth. And we'll put this away. Very good tool, this Pixie. I think I was using it in rotary mode with a 2-inch pad and really pressing hard. And it didn't, that's a non-proprietary plate. So perhaps, you know, a 1-inch pad, it will be okay, but it was complaining basically because I was overworking the machine, so it's shutting itself down, I think, to stop me from damaging it, which is fine. You could really bust that one out, that machine there, and put a 2-inch plate on it, and that ain't gonna, you know, that's got even more power. So let's take all this back over here, use the camera. Like cloths that you can do that to are an important part of your detailing kit. Ooh, got a dirty bottle. Don't like dirt. Oh, look at that. Dirty. Dirty, dirty. I need some built hamper cleanser fluid to clean it. It's because it's all on my hands. If you're detailing professionally, good luck trying to keep your bottles clean. They won't. You won't. You won't, because you're rushing around using all these things, and they get dirty. But that's the thing. I've got the time to just wipe things down and try and keep these bottles all clean and nice and whatever. Put that back away in the cupboard. This lot is covered in ceramic coating, but all of this kind of old microfiber, you always need it for dirty jobs. How's that? You always need like stuff that's going to get absolutely hammered. So let's chuck this away. I'm missing a wheelie bin. They emptied it the other day and the lid was disappeared. Just sheared the lid off and put it back. So I've got to get a new wheelie bin. What else is going on? I think I need to get a couple of brackets mounted into there so I can mount this little P55 machine, get it off the floor. Alternatively, I could probably make a space for it on the cupboard somewhere. I'll put it up there, but that's a space that's not being utilised in this garage. So actually it might be better with a flat shelf, so I can just plonk it there like that, but it's quite a lot of weight, so they have to be put in quite strongly. I'm just thinking aloud. And if I put the hooks up like that, that is the hose reel going to get in the way of the hooks? It probably is. So the car is nearly there. Do that glass again later on. Now I'm going to turn the camera off and put the Glaco Ultra on there. You've seen that before. Just going to do it, put it on, and I'm going to get probably a wet elephant roll to take off all the polish. I don't want to be rinsing all the polish down over that ceramic coating. In fact, probably just want to wait an hour for the quick cure to go off. It's one of the advantages. It fully cures in 1 hour, so you can do what you like after that. And it's warmer today as well, so it should be fine. And then just clean off the glass and it's done. Apart from the shoddy job I did on the exhaust tips. Really shoddy job on the exhaust tips. I've also, this is really going into the detail, I didn't get in there very well, you know, so I'm going to get a little cotton bud stick and just dig that out, just to get the little dust out of it. In fact, I'll do that now. A little bit of cleanser fluid on the buds, and load back up off that. Just wiggle those through. Shoddy work. Shoddy work. It's better. I don't believe my goals, I don't believe failure. Probably have to wipe that bonnet down again from where I've touched it. It's a real nice feeling though, isn't it? Could probably clean these wheel nuts as well, but screw that. It's limits. This is good enough. It's clean enough. It's going to get dirty very rapidly. But what's the head? There's the hull. Okay, I'll see if I can show you what I mean about the exhaust tips. You can't really see them now, you can't. Just like really struggled to get it back to silver. And I don't think so much it's the polish, the metal polish, because that white diamond is good. It's like, I'm not a metal polishing expert, but you have to go hard on metal, especially with that tarnishing. So I don't know if I need to maybe rub it down with wire wool, the quadruple zero wire wool with polish, and if that's going to be even more aggressive. But I figure, well, I can't get the machine on it. That's the bloody problem. So yeah, I've just got to play around. Anyway, there we go. So we're nearly there with this car. Oh, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to put another coat. I'm going to do that now off camera. I'm going to put another layer of seal and shine over the top, because I just think that's really going to, like, really, now it's been on there a few days and cured off and that, just putting another coat on top, it's going to give me like mega protection. I'm convinced I'm going to get 6 months to a year out of this, especially if I just, like I said in other videos, I just use this as a little quick drying aid and just spritz over. What you notice is you can keep your car paintwork feeling nice and smooth and slick, like the old dolphin's arse. Dolphin's arse covered in baby oil. Why did I just say that? And it looks like a dolphin with this colour. And if you can keep that slickness there on your paint, you know the protection's there, and you don't get contamination build up so much as well, I find. The only exception to that is the old track day. So there we go. Thank you for watching. That's a little bit of easy detailing. And it is, these are just like the little details, aren't they? That's what it's all about, the little details, just rather than just, you know, washing it, whatever. Really going to town on it, and it's nice. I've done it, nothing clever, just because it's in the garage and tucked away, you can come back to it and do a little bit more and then come back to it. So there we go. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more highly useful detailing tips. What kind of level do you go to? I don't, this isn't that extreme really. This isn't that extreme. This car has never had proper paint correction done on it, because I felt it didn't really need it. It was well looked after when I bought it, and I've just been using all-in-one polishes. It's had like a whiz over with, I think it had a whiz over with Uno Protecto. It had a whiz over with HD Speed, all on soft pads. It's had a whiz over with the Rupes Advanced. There are swirls and marks and stuff in it, like, but you know, I can see like a scratch there somewhere that you probably can't see on camera, but it's very fine. It's like, it just doesn't bother me as long as the paint's like nice and wet and glossy, and it looks good. It's just about levels, and some people I think will want that level where the correction level is really high. You know, so it's really kind of flawless. I think I used to be a bit like that. You know, if you've done a cut and finish on it, and you've really got the defects, so most of the panels are looking really good, and there's the odd mark here and there that's too deep to take out. With this car, I just haven't done that. I'm more about preserving the clear coat, and I've probably taken hardly any clear coat off this car. And more about just keeping it clean, keeping it glossy, making sure it's well maintained, because, you know, I do take it around motor circuits, so I've had the brake fluid done on it. I've had the engine oil done on it, and I'll do the engine oil again prematurely, you know, probably in spring after about 3 or 4 track days, do the engine oil. That's probably excessive, but you know, I'll probably do the gearbox oil and the diff oil maybe, just so that it's good. You know, it's designed and built for motorsport, this car. Not an out and out track car, but it's an out and out performance car with all these masses of power, massive wide tyres, brilliant braking. It's designed to be driven hard. But if you do drive it hard, I think you've got to pay a little bit extra attention to the mechanical upkeep and just do a bit more than you would normally do if you were just driving it up around the country. But I think 99% or 95%, all statistics, 80% of all statistics are made up on the spot. Most M4s are not really, you don't see that many of them on track, so they're just probably driven on the roads and given a good acceleration every now and then, you know. But there's so much more in the can with these cars than that. They are really hardcore, you know, great cars. Will I keep it forever? Will I keep it forever? I'd like to think so. I think, for me, it's one of the nicest looking M cars. Really nice looking car. Where BMW are going with their designs at the moment is not quite like what I like the look of. I know a lot of people feel the same. They're not. Some of them are okay. I think the new M2 could look nice. You know, someone will get one and do some nice things with it, and that would be quite a nice car. Manual, you know. The G Series M3 and M4, I really didn't like them when they first came out. But the more I've seen them in showrooms and I've sat in them and you know, seen them at track days, and you know, they look nice from the side, the interior's nice, the back's nice. Still struggle with the front a little bit in certain colours. Front now, to me, looks really dated. It just looks dated. Yeah, not so much the big grills, but the little bits that curl up really don't sort of resonate with me or remind me of any previous BMWs. Or they don't. It just doesn't look like a BMW almost. I don't know. It's hard to explain. So yeah, I hope BMW can get back on track with their styling of their cars. The other thing with the new cars is they're getting heavier and heavier. The new M2, which is supposed to be the ultimate, you know, the fun, light, smaller coupe, you know, more nimble. It's 1,700 odd kilos now. That's, you know, that's like, go back a few generations and that's like M5 weight, isn't it? So they put more power in them and they make them heavier so they can use that power. But that's not necessarily what I want. Like the light, you can either go power and heavy or light, and like the E36 out there is properly light, and because of that and the balance of the chassis, you can have a lot more fun with it. This, you know, you can slide it in the wet and it will slide nice in the wet. In the dry, it will fight you. It doesn't like just sliding unless you really light up the rear wheels and just like, you know, do that. Otherwise it will kind of judder and it will kick and it will fight back because it's got such wide tyres and it's a bit heavier. It's not as easy to slide around. It's, yeah. So yeah, I don't know, but brilliant cars. I don't think you could get much better car than this for the money. I know other people would agree, depending on what your criteria is. Mine is the rear wheel drive. The manual just wasn't available in this. I do like the DCT, even though, you know, I miss the manual like crazy. I've been really getting into Porsches lately and like daydreaming and really like researching Porsches, and like I was convinced I was going to get a 997, and then I was looking at 991, dreaming about 991.2 GT3, and then suddenly realising that the second-hand prices of the 992s are virtually the same as new ones. So like, and they hold their value. So if it's possible to get a 992, that would do me. And I don't need and can't afford a 992 GT3, and I don't want the RS because it's just, that's, you know, you can tell that's a proper track weapon. Too much of a track weapon, it just blow everything else away on the track. And I've already experienced similar sorts of speeds with this, but obviously it's not, no, well, relatively, you know what I mean? This still pulls like a train, but that Porsche will go round corners like nothing else. But I think just a normal 997 Carrera or Carrera S with a manual box in the colour I want, spec'd out I want, is going to give me everything I want. So I'm sort of looking at 992s. Yeah, but I don't know much about it. And maybe the option of buying a new car. But anyway, it won't be now, but who knows, maybe in a year or two's time. So things can change. But yeah, been looking at old Porsches as well. Caymans, looking at Caymans. You know, Caymans are a bit cheaper, just as good to drive. But I think, for some reason, I've just got my heart set on the 911. It's just the bigger, beefier one, even though, you know, the Caymans are amazing as well. So who knows? But I think at some stage, I've sort of run my course with BMW, and there's not much else out there in the BMW world now that's going to do anything for me that I haven't experienced. Still would one day like to get another E46, but I've had them. They're overpriced for what they are, but they're phenomenal. You know, maybe one day an E34, but again, that's going to be a huge money pit. So who knows what the future brings. You know, you always want all these things, but when you get them, it's a different reality. So part of the fun is just to continue dreaming and appreciating other cars and just going to see other cars and get some appreciation out of them without owning them, which is great. Experience them without having to pay, you know, tens and tens and tens of thousands of pounds to get them where you want them. And I've got nowhere to store them either, which is another problem. Yeah, how many can you own? You've got to tax them, insure them, maintain them. I think when you get to 3 cars, that starts becoming a very big overhead. So yeah, there's all those sorts of considerations, isn't there? But I don't want to get rid of the M4 because for me, I love driving it on track. Like, you just get in it, drive it anywhere up at the country, and it's nice and luxurious, heated seats. You can rag round a track with it, and you can really give it some welly. In the dry, it's brilliant. In the wet, it's a right handful. You can't utilise the power so much, but great cars. Anyway, enough waffle from me. See you later. Bye.